You have this persistent idea that the end of the world is always just around the corner, waiting for the right moment to make its way. Every era, every generation, has legends and myths of the end of the world, a date and time always on the horizon. Despots dream of ruling over the doom they forge with their atrocities. Zealots haunt their flock over these uncertain futures they cast, and these legends always come true. Despots are disposed of for their rage. Zealots are cast out as liars and cheats. Every era and generation passes into oblivion. The world just keeps moving forward. Pinpoint lights peppered the continents. Starlight, moonlight, city lights and street lights, some lights greater than others. There was no green, violet, blue, or gold, no confetti color fanfare, no holiday flavor or festive fever, only dull candle yellow and bright white, which turned all other light ashen gray. Sharp peaks and radiant crests winked at intervals, then slowly faded as the fuel source was consumed. The light appeared to be from the earth rather than the sky, as if formed deep within the crust, oozing outward through whatever crevice and hole, the belching flames of subterranean horrors seeking escape, or food, or to rule over the world. Where the light hovered, detached and isolated over the earth, elsewhere bursts swelled into the upper atmosphere with the curved outline of skulls. Crowns of sudden energy, explosions grew so swiftly that they rose far above the clouds, billowing into white heat as the surface of the earth eased into dull fires. Hell has escaped, my good friends. Look out for the horns and pitchforks, and be eternally damned. Pockets of sky became instant flame at the highest altitudes, burning out immediately into a noxious radioactive carbon mist. Too far to fall back to earth from where it came, yet not celestial enough to pass into the heavens, this mist hovered over the earth. Nerve endings of gravity wavered between land and sky to leave tortured moments in the shadows where light would reach. And burn. The blasting arcs unfolded across continents, consuming every tall city and fallow hinterland, brighter yet at the termination between night and day along the furthest curvature of the globe. Explosions followed east to west, where fires and winds fell north to south, miniature suns under the earth's clouds. As brilliant yellow, red, and orange blossomed open in a garden, fresh fires followed afterward, the bombs giving birth along lakes, rivers, consuming cities and towns stitched together along greater coastal areas. Cities not struck directly wavered along the breaking swells of energy. Neon signs, city lights, and headlights went dark as the infrastructure which tethered them collapsed. Cocktail glasses glimmered with frost and ice became molten teardrops. The satin radiance of wedding rings wavered under the pressure and torment, newfound radiation as morning sunlight. Gold turned to plasma, blood turned to ash as love does by time, fading into gray curtains of vapor. Fires followed after the remaining flesh and bone turned to thin paper. Where the sun followed was life. Where the bombs followed was death. Rolling thunder pulsed and clipped rhythm with the eruptions. In dead silence where the atmosphere thinned to choke its fury. Imitation lightning popped off in erratic spasms under cloud masses, vaporous, scorched fringes spanning the globe as prison bars curling over dead cities. Disaster followed where the multiple sunrises passed. Dried clouds and smoke rubbed, friction becoming static charges prickling the skin. Swaths of earth were covered in blankets of smoke spreading into fog, a haze following no other instinct but the scatter of charred dust. Capillary outlines of highways, sprinkled in candy lights, fluttered as power grids failed, leaving few die-hard blocks of civilization's lights remaining. Isolated oasis in the ensuing fallout.